Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an empties. My empties bucket is full and this is the final empties of the year. I try to do these quarterly, every 3 months or so, just because I don't go through a ton of stuff in a short amount of time, so I kind of just save them and do them every few months. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Casey and I do a lot of different things on my channel. I do mommy vlogs, day in the life vlogs, beauty videos and lifestyle videos, that sort of thing. So if you are interested in any of that sort of content, be sure to subscribe to my channel. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I've got makeup, hair care, skin care, the whole 9 yards. So the first thing I'm gonna start with is one of the largest things at the top, and it's a bottle of shampoo. I have been using the Tresemme Healthy Volume Shampoo. I don't think, oh, I do have a conditioner in here as well. It's also by Tresemme. I am not currently using this one though. This is the Smooth and Silky, but I do prefer the Repair, what is it? I'll leave it linked down below or listed down below with all the products that I mentioned today, but it's the Repair conditioner is my favorite. But the Smooth and Silky is good as well. I typically don't use high-end shampoo and conditioners, but I do use more high-end leave-in hair products. But I do like the Tresemme ones. I just don't have very good luck with high-end shampoos and conditioners, so I would love your recommendations for shampoos and conditioners that you guys love. I have a bottle of the Philosophy Purity Made Simple. That's the only cleanser that I use. I have gone through so many of those. I have a few bottles of Batiste dry shampoo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think after 5, I just stopped putting them in here, but I go through these like crazy. It's my favorite dry shampoo and I go through so much of it because I try to go 3 to 4 days without washing just to reduce heat and stress and things like that on my hair. So I go through dry shampoo like hotcakes. I have a face mask here and this is the, I think it's Tony Moly. Yeah, the Tony Moly I'm Red Wine Mask Sheet. This is a pore care. I honestly don't really see a difference between any of the sheet masks, whether they're pore care or moisturizing or whatever. I typically try to go though for like a pore care or a hydrating or that sort of sheet mask, but I love sheet masks. I have normal to dry skin, so I love doing sheet masks. They're very hydrating and soothing for me. This is a random one. It's the toothpaste that I use. Kevin and I both use this and we've been using this toothpaste, I'm pretty sure since our entire relationship, so like 8 years. But the Crest 3D White and Radiant Mint. We also get the other flavor. I'm not really particular on the flavor, but the Crest 3D White, we really like it. It helps to keep our teeth nice and shiny and white. I've got deodorant. This is the deodorant that I use. It's the Dove Advanced Care Nutrium Skin Renew scent. I do really like this deodorant, but I really want to try the Kopari Natural Coconut Deodorant. I've heard great things about that deodorant, so I think that they sell Kopari in Ulta. If not, I might have to order it. But if you've tried the Kopari Coconut Natural Deodorant, sorry, I had a brain fart there for a second, let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious. I would like to try a more natural deodorant just to see what all the hype is about. I know a lot of people are really into natural deodorants now, and I've heard Kopari is the best. So if you've tried it, let me know. Have another deodorant, and I have another toothpaste. Set those to the side. Let's move on to some makeup because I actually have quite a bit of makeup in here. A lot of it I used and some of it was expired and needed to go. So I decided to just put it in the box and talk about it. So this is the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer, the hydrating version. Really liked this primer. It honestly felt like a moisturizing serum rather than a primer, but it was really nice. My skin really liked it. I did not repurchase it, but I definitely would in the future. I finished up this Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. If you can see, I definitely used it and loved it because the writing is worn off. So this mascara was very volumizing and the wand is enormous. Very, very large. So I do not recommend it for bottom lashes because it would get mascara everywhere. Also, whenever this started to dry up, it got very, very, very clumping. So it is a very good volumizing mascara, but it's a little messy and the wand is just a little too big. Even though I like large natural bristle wands, this one was a little bit too big. Right now I'm using the Hourglass Caution Mascara, which I am really, really liking. Another favorite of mine is the Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes Mascara. That's another great volumizing mascara, but it doesn't get clumpy and messy like some volumizing mascaras can get. I have a concealer and a foundation here. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. I used this a lot and repurchased it a few times. Mine is in the shade Light. I do have some different concealers that I'm using just because I wanted to try a few different things, but the Tarte Shape Tape, if you want a full coverage concealer, the Tarte Shape Tape is very good. And then I have the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Now, I've talked about this a few times on my channel. I have mine in the shade 4.5. This, at first, like I had to get halfway through the bottle before I really figured out how to use it and make it work for me. But typically, I don't like to use a ton of foundation. I usually use a pump and a half, and that can cover my whole face. But I found that doing it that way did not work for me because it would not wear long on me at all that way. So I actually had to double up the amount of foundation to make it work for me. So I would go in with a pump and a half, and then I would do another layer of a pump and a half, and it wore a lot better that way for me. But I don't think I would necessarily repurchase this right away. I haven't, and I probably won't for a while, just because there's other foundations out there that do work better for me and I don't have to use as much product. But if you've had trouble with the Giorgio Armani wearing well on you, I know it sounds odd, but try applying another layer because that is what worked for me and helped it to not wear off as quickly. But yeah, it's just a little bit finicky. I had to really work with it and really figure out how to use it because it was expensive and I didn't want to waste it. But it ended up looking good and working out for me, but it's not my favorite or my go-to. One of my favorite sponges, I have two of them in here, is the Real Techniques sponge. If you love the Beauty Blender, but you're looking for a more affordable option, I think the best sponge at the drugstore is the Real Techniques sponge. I've tried a lot of them from the drugstore. The Real Techniques, I've tried the one from Eco Tools and the Morphe one, and I was not impressed with the Eco Tools or the Morphe one, even though a lot of people love those. I found those to be way too dense and way too stiff. The Real Techniques one is very soft and squishy whenever you wet it and use it. A lot less firm than the Eco Tools and the Morphe sponges. So if you're looking for an affordable one that's as close to the Beauty Blender without being Beauty Blender, I would go with the Real Techniques sponge. I used up a MAC Fix Plus. This is one of my absolute favorite setting sprays. This one and then the Urban Decay All Nighter are my favorites, and I actually already repurchased this one, and they came back out with the ones that have the scents, and I got the lavender, and it smells so good, and it is so nice having that scented spray to finish off my makeup. It just, oh, it smells like a spa. But I love the MAC Fix Plus. It's amazing. I used up my exfoliator, and I already repurchased this. I actually hauled it in my Sephora VIB sale haul. And it's the Volition Turmeric Brightening Polish for Face and Body. If you're looking for a really good facial exfoliator that's on the high end but not breaking the bank price wise, this is a very good option, and it does a really good job of brightening and evening out your skin tone over time, so you're kind of getting a 2-for-1 here. But I like a really intense exfoliator, and this one is pretty intense, so I love that and I really recommend it, and I never hear anybody talking about it, and it's one of the cleaner beauty brands at Sephora. I used up an eye cream. This is the SkinCeuticals Age Eye Complex. This was expensive and I have not repurchased it. I'm actually using the Shiseido, which is less expensive, and I actually like it a lot better. So yeah, this, whew, I'm not gonna be repurchasing that anytime soon because I do really like the Shiseido, and that was just really expensive and I didn't really see a big difference. I have a Sunday Riley Good Jeans, and I've gone through a couple of these, but I haven't really looked that much into it, but I feel like there's a lot of controversy going on with the Good Genes. Apparently the ingredients are different here versus the UK, or there may be something else going on. So if you know the tea on the Sunday Really Good Genes, let me know, because I have not looked it up myself. I probably should. I'd probably get my answer a lot faster that way, but I am curious to see what happened with that. I finished up a perfume. This is the Chanel Chance. I love Chanel's perfumes. I just feel like you can't go wrong. They're very feminine and sophisticated and sexy. I love Chanel's fragrances. One of my favorites is the Coco Mademoiselle, and I'm almost done with that one, and I'm on like my 3rd or 4th bottle of that. I just love Chanel's fragrances. This is the Tarte Maracuja Oil. I have loved and used this for so long, but I do have another one. I'm about halfway done with it, but since I've changed up my skincare routine a little bit, and I am using a really good moisturizer, so I don't necessarily need this anymore, but I still do use it, especially if I'm feeling super dry. So if I'm going through a very dry spell, then I will lather that all over my face before I go to bed, and it is very hydrating. So if you have super duper dry skin and you're needing a really good moisturizing and hydrating boost, definitely try the Tarte Maracuja Oil. I've used it and loved it for years. I have a brow gel. This is the Tarte Busy Gal Brows. I really liked this brow gel. The wand is super skinny, super fine, and it did a very good job of placing my brows and holding them in place without getting brow gel everywhere. I like this one, and then I also really like the Benefit Gimme Brow. That's the one that I repurchased again after this one. I feel like I'm gonna go back and forth. I really do like both. Oh, and this one comes in 3 different shades, I believe, and I have mine in the shade medium brown, and it was a great color, not too cool and not too warm, a very good neutral brown. I finished up a Ouai hair oil, my favorite hair oil. I love this stuff. It does a great job of hydrating and adding moisture to my ends and to my hair without weighing it down and without being too heavy. You can find Ouai at Nordstrom and Sephora. I have liked everything that I've tried from Ouai. This is another Ouai product. This is the Ouai leave-in conditioner. This is a deluxe size sample that I got in a 500-point perk from Sephora, and I have not purchased a full size, but I definitely want to. This spray leave-in conditioner was awesome. My hair was nice and conditioned. It felt great. It looked great. It styled really well. So yeah, I love the Ouai products. I'm actually thinking about how I was talking about high-end shampoos and conditioners earlier. I kind of want to try the Ouai shampoo and conditioner. I think they've got 2 different ones in their line. So if you've tried any of the Ouai shampoos and conditioners, let me know which one you used, your hair type, and if you liked it or not. I have a setting powder that I finished. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect. I don't have anything bad to say about this. Clearly I used it all up. It was very nice. For some reason, it's just not my favorite. Right now, I'm using the Hourglass loose setting powder. I think it's the loose mineral veil or something like that. It's so freaking good. It's like my absolute favorite. This one, it is not bad by any means. It's very finely milled. It's got like a peachy color to it, but it does not translate like that on the face. But it was really nice. I don't really have anything bad to say about it, but for some reason it just is not like my favorite. I don't see myself repurchasing it. I finished up a pressed powder. I told you guys I had a lot of makeup in it in this one this time, and there is still some product left in here, but honestly when my pressed powders get to this point, I go ahead and toss them out, just because I don't like to mess up my brush and press my brush in around the edges. It just kind of like messes your brushes up, and you don't really get an even amount of powder on your brush either, so it doesn't really apply to your face that great. But the Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder, mine's in the shade Aspen. It's number 4. This is a great powder. Another powder that I really love is the Benefit Hello Flawless. So if you like the Benefit Hello Flawless, this would be another really good one to try. They're very similar and they both look beautiful on the skin. They're really great for setting foundation and adding a bit more coverage and extending the life of your base throughout the day. So I really do like that powder. These next 4 items are not Empties, but they were absolutely expired and it was time for them to go. So the first one is this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid in Opal. And I don't have anything bad to say about this. I just never used it. I just am not into liquid highlighters. I'm not really into cream products that much either. I just like powder products. They're just easier for me. I mean, obviously my concealers are cream or liquid based like my foundations are, but when it comes to highlighters, I just prefer powders. The only sort of cream product other than foundation or concealer that I love, it's not a highlighter, but it's a bronzer. It's the Chanel Bronze Universal. That is a cream product I can get down with, but typically I'm just a powder girl. Speaking of powders, this is the Tarte Powder Foundation and it's in the shade Light Medium Neutral. This was a beautiful powder foundation. It was way too heavy to wear over foundation, so I did wear this quite a bit. This was around like when Kaysen was like in his first year of life, when I would just want to get ready really quick and I would just put on just a powder foundation on its own. It did wear beautifully, but I just prefer a liquid foundation and then just setting with a light coverage medium foundation powder. That was just a powder foundation you wear on its own. Like, you don't want to layer that over liquid foundation because, whoa girl, you'd look like a clown. This next one is a primer. It's the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. I kept this and I used it just for the sake of using it, but I did not like this primer at all. I think it just wasn't one that was good for my skin. It's a smoothing primer, which I typically do like smoothing primers because my biggest skin concern is large pores. But I just did not like that. So I used like half of it and then it sat in my makeup drawer for ages and it's been in there for years, so it was time to go. And then yes, this is the last one and something leaked on it, so that's kind of gross. But it's the Kat Von D Shade Light Palette and I actually did use quite a bit of this. So these two highlight shades here and this contour color, this one's way too dark for me. This one's too dark for me as well as like a setting powder. I did like this shade, but after a while, I just moved on to other things and I was never using this. So it's just time for this one to go too. Okay guys, that is all for today's Empties. I will have every product that I mentioned today listed in the link down below in the description box for you. If you have any recommendations for me product-wise, leave a comment down below and let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did and you want to see more content like this from me, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye!